and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Donnie, would you lead us in prayer?
Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you, Lord, for another day you gave us, God. We ask, Lord, that you just be with us upon this new year that's coming up, Lord. We ask, Lord, that you just be with each and every one of the officials, Lord, as we make the decisions for our county, Lord. We ask this in your precious name. Amen.
Amen. Vicki, you can do the roll call.
Eric Pelfrey.
Here.
Donnie Keaton.
Here.
Bobby Fannin.
Here.
Brandon Evans.
Here.
Leroy Phipps.
Here.
Jim Gazette.
Here. All right, first up is minutes of the last meeting. Accept the motion upon your reading of them.
I see one mistake. It's nothing major. Just on the very first, the approval of the prior minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It's got me voting yes, and I was absent.
All right. You catch that, Vicki? Vicki, you catch that? You found one small mistake. We had him voting yes on something. He was absent that day.
To approve the minutes of the last meeting.
No.
I was absent that day.
Oh,
Yeah, he should.
Everything
Yeah.
else. Everything else.
we copied the agenda, and that's what's. I mean, whenever you do it, I can change it.
All right, thank you. So,
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the last meeting.
Second.
with the correction.
With the correction, that one statement.
Yeah. We have a motion on the floor. It's been properly second to approve the minutes of the last meeting with the correction with Brandon's. He pointed out. Any questions or discussion, or any other amendments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We'll go into the treasurer's report now.
Okay, the first item for the treasurer's report is 5A, which is the financial statements. If you want to open up the attachment there on the side, there is the reconciled financial statement. The cash balance, if you notice on the summary and the reconciliation, matches on all funds. On the general fund, the cash balance is $1,211,728.39. Road fund, $1,689,350.36. Jail fund, $104,477.93. LGEA, $10,520.95. Forest fire, it's a minus 608.79. That is due to us paying out the fire acres invoice that we received. That number will reflect in next month's financial statement as we receive the fire acres from the sheriff's office tax collections. Special projects, $160,181.35. Clerk dock fees, $11,116.11. Public properties funds, $410,385.27, with a total of all line across all funds, $3,597,151.57. And I also have attached on the second and third attachment an appropriation condition report and revenue condition report that makes up that reconciled financial statement.
Upon your review, I'll entertain a motion to approve the financial statements.
I'll make a motion to approve the financial statements.
I second it.
Motion on the floor, properly second to approve the financial statements. Any further discussion or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, the next item will be 5B, which is changes to the chart of accounts. I've also made an attachment there of a report for you all to review. These are just some changes that we had made to the budgeted chart of accounts. I'll go through those with you all briefly. The first one is FEMA reimbursement. That is a revenue account. Of course, it is new. It's for FEMA reimbursement for the DR 4711 flooding from the February 2023 flood. The next one is Emergency Management Program Grant. It is a revenue account. It's new as well. We done this for the Emergency Management Program operations. We have two of the next accounts for bank charges and bank reimbursement. We had to do two stop payments, and there was charges on our bank statement for those. So the bank reimbursed those, but they did go in and out of our books. So we wanted to make sure that we added those on there as well. Coroner's office vehicle purchase. This is an expense. It is new. The next two will be pending the court's approval for the coroner's office vehicle purchase. And the next one is a revenue account for the coroner's vehicle equipment reimbursement. And that would be a new one, of course, pending approval on reimbursement from the LGEDF to the MCFC, which is the court. And then the next one is in the road fund. It's for the road department scrap pipe sales. This is a revenue account. It is, of course, new. It's for the road department scrap pipe sales. And the next one is for the county clerk's support reimbursement. And this will also be pending approval for this one as well. But is reimbursement from the Morgan County Clerk's Office to the Morgan County Fiscal Court. But those are the changes to the chart of accounts, and we'll need approval on those. your mic or my microphone? It's mine making that noise.
I entertain a motion when you're done reviewing to approve the changes to the budget charts of accounts.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Motion on the floor has been properly second to approve changes to the budgeted chart of accounts. Any questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, the next item will be 5C, which is fiscal year 2024 budget transfer number 6. If you'll open up that attachment. This is a budget transfer totaling $25,998.30. Most of these are in the general fund. Of course, we had a bank charges. We needed to transfer $50 in for that, and of course, that was reimbursed by the bank, and that will be reimbursed into the reserve as well. And then the next one is for county building elevator maintenance, $2,313.43. We had some elevator issues that needed to be done here on the building, and that's what it took to make that line item be able to have those expenses paid out, plus for the remainder of the year for our monthly maintenance fee. The property and liability insurance, $3,748.46. Of course, you all know that we got the single axle dump truck in for the road department. That was just the additional insurance to put that truck on our policy. The next one is solid waste supplies, $2,881.19. That, of course, money had to be added in, or funds had to be added into that line item as well, to support the point of sale system that had been put up at the transfer station. Wellness center concession, $9,332.32. Of course, you know they're doing a lot of things down there at the wellness center, so the concession stand has been having a lot more business, and we needed to put funds in to support that as well. The sales and use tax, $3,119.26. Of course, the more that you sell, the more sales and use tax that we will be paying out on that too. The next one is Wellness Center concession equipment, $3,653.64. That line item needed funds for the point of sale system also that is going in down at the Wellness Center. The court had previously, you all had voted on that to put those point of sale systems in at those two locations. All of that will be coming out of the reserve for transfers for $25,098.30. We also had another budget transfer from the jail fund reserved for transfers, and it went into the expense allowance for retirement for $900. Once again, this budget transfer number 6 will total $25,998.30. If you have any questions, just let me know.
We'll entertain a motion upon your review to approve fiscal year 2024 budget transfer number 6.
I'll make a motion to approve the transfer.
I'll second.
Motion on the floor has been properly second to approve the fiscal 2024 budget transfer number 6. Any questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, the next item will be 5D, Treasurer's Periodic Checklist. This is something you all are familiar with. We bring this to you every meeting. This is just the checklist that we do every month that shows that the finance officer had signed off and those tasks have been completed. Retirement, Kentucky sales tax report, Kentucky tax payroll payment for the 15th and the 30th. The 941 payroll payments for payroll 1, garnishments 457 deferred comp, 401k deferred comp for payroll 1, 2, and 3, the 457 deferred comp end of the month, our bond payments, our sales tax, our restaurant tax to the city, and all of our self-pay insurance. And that is just informational only for the court. And that's all I have for the treasurer's report.
Any further questions for the treasurer? Sheriff Motley?
Good evening. Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
It's that time of the year again, so I appreciate the opportunity to come in and talk with you. I want to present my budget, and actually, I think we do this. There's 4 things I need to present. I think we generally do that under one motion, if I'm not mistaken. If not, we can break it up if you need to. But I want to present the 2024 budget as a whole, subject to audit. If you got any questions, I'll try to answer them for you. It really hasn't changed a great deal than what it was last year, pretty much the same. I'd also like to present the maximum salaries for deputies and assistants. Did y'all get a copy of that? That's just at $850,000. And so if you look at the budget and you look at that, if you got any, that's the culmination of all of it. Plus, it's a little bit higher than if you add it all up. But that's in case we were able to give a pay raise this year. And our budget actually should reflect, hopefully, a 3% pay raise as we get on up into the year, maybe in July. I'm hoping to be able to do that. If you all do the COLA, that we can do the same. Also, I'd like to ask that you return our 2023 excess fees. That exact amount is still to be determined, but probably somewhere in the neighborhood of $25,000 to $30,000. Obviously, that helps us to operate our office. And the big thing we really need, other than your all support, is we need to participate. And I'd ask that you allow us to participate in the state advancement program. And that's where we apply for up to $150,000 that we can take in increments at $20,000, $25,000, whatever we need. That's how we operate from this point till we get up to, if you all agree to approve the budget, where we start pulling money from you folks, so from the court. So if you got any questions at all, I'd ask that y'all approve it.
So we talked, and there's 35,000 more from
Yes.
Fiscal. That's for,
Well, that is, if you look at the overall budget, and I should be able to tell you this, but actually the overall budget's a little less than it was last year. Mm-hmm. But that actual amount is a little bit higher. It's 35,000 more. Now that's we had some money. If you all remember, there was school resource officer money and things like that the county was responsible for. So that kind of inflated our budget a little bit. So that extra 35,000 helps us sustain. When you all gave the 3% pay raise, Randy and I talked about it. We felt like our offices deserved the same. So we ate that out of our budget to go ahead and do that, which we hadn't budgeted for. So that 35,000 is partly to help make that up in this coming year. Plus, I'll hopefully give another 3%. So just basically basic operating.
okay.
Any other questions for the sheriff? If there's no other questions, and upon your review, I entertain a motion to accept the sheriff's 2024 budget as whole, subject to audit, and to return excess fees back to the sheriff's office, set the deputies' maximum salaries on the attached form, and permission to participate in the state advancement.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
You can give that one too.
Either one.
Got a tie. All right, we have a motion on the floor. It's been properly second to accept the sheriff's 2024 budget as a whole, subject to audit, and to return excess fees back to the sheriff's office, set the deputies' maximum salaries on attached form, and permission to participate in state advancement. Is there any further questions or discussion? There being none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
I would just like to thank you all for for supporting our office because it's supporting your community. And without you folks, we could. We've got a great team of folks. I'm more than proud of them. I don't brag on them enough. But without the support of this court right here, I'd be standing up here as the guy that serves papers, runs the court security, and collects taxes. So you folks make it possible for us to provide security and safety to our community. So thank you. You all deserve that.
Thank you, Sheriff. We
A lot of-
appreciate you and your
Thank
deputies,
you.
and your staff. And don't go anywhere. You got more coming up. County Clerk's Office support.
The
Can I
clerk's
get that?
budget, number 7.
Yeah, I mean County Clerk's budget.
Okay, this number 7 is the county clerk's budget. This is the county clerk's budget for Randy Williams, and I have attached that on there. I'm gonna have to. I'm sorry, my computer is, okay. Did it get unplugged? Oh, no. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. Gotta have power. Okay, all right, this is Randy Williams's, the county clerk's budget. I'll be presenting this for him tonight. His budget is basically the same. I think he said there was only a $4,000 difference in his budget, and he would need that budget approved as a whole, subject to audit, and to set the maximum deputy salaries on his attached form as well. And I have uploaded that on there for you as well. It's at $211,000. Yes, $211,000 for the maximum deputy salaries, but he will need that.
Upon your review, accept the motion to approve the county clerk's 2024 budget as a whole, subject to audit, and set the maximum deputy salaries on the attached order.
I'll make a motion to accept the 2024 county clerk's budget.
I'll second it.
Motion on the floor is properly second to accept the county clerk's 2024 budget as a whole, subject to audit, and set the maximum deputy salary on the attached order. Any further questions or discussion? There being none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. County Clerk's Office.
Okay, this is for the county clerk as well. We are needing to do a budget transfer. It'll be needed to support the county clerk's office payroll due to state mandated software shutdown, which will render their office unable to collect revenue during that period. The clerk's office, if this budget transfer is approved, will be reimbursing the reserve all funds in February. Randy's office, I know you all know that they're going through their state mandated software updates and changing over everything. So he has requested that $30,000 from the general fund reserve to support his office payroll just during the shutdown, and then that would be reimbursed into the general fund reserve in February. But that would allow his office payroll to be supported. We already had a line item in the budget for clerk's office support. They would just need to transfer that amount of money in, and then if you noticed earlier on the changes to the budgeted chart of accounts, we put where that money could be reimbursed back into the budget. But this would help him in operations, and then he will pay that back as soon as he's able to start.
Collecting
Collecting.
fees again.
Yes.
I'll make that motion.
I also attached on the attachment, the budget transfer is there as well. He may not need the whole $30,000, but just that was a figure that we had decided on to put in there for that. So if you notice, it is county clerk office support, and then from the reserve for transfers. and that will be budget transfer number 7.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion on the floor. It's been properly second to approve the budget transfer of $30,000 from the general fund reserve to support the clerk's office payroll during the state mandated shutdown to be reimbursed to the reserve in February 2024. Any further questions or discussion? There being none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Purchase of coroner's vehicle.
I didn't know if you wanted, do you want me to go ahead
Yeah, you
and
go
talk
ahead.
about it? Okay.
Yeah.
So, this is also a budget transfer, would be needed, to do this as well. It is also from the reserve account. If you'll open it up on the attachments, we'll go ahead and review those first, and then I'll tell you about it. The coroner's vehicle, we've attached a like a purchase agreement or a quote for a vehicle that the coroner had found for $17,505. And that is the quote, and also the budget transfer. I'll tell you why that needed to be done. It needed to be to fund a line item for which to purchase a coroner's vehicle. Approval is also needed for the purchase of this vehicle for the coroner, including necessary equipment and decals up to $25,000. Purchase of a vehicle will be subject to the coroner test driving this vehicle, and the funds will be totally reimbursed back into the reserve account once the project is approved through cold severance funding. And it's an approval to purchase a 2017 Ford Expedition from Dutch's Chevy Ford for the coroner's office, of course, subject to the approval by the coroner after test driving and inspection of this vehicle. But if you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer those for you. But those two attachments would
170,000 miles.
That's what it says.
I think so. Yes, that's what it says.
Yeah, the ones that's got lower mileage with 30 and 40.
I think he has he went and test drove
Yeah, he's
this?
test drove it. He went and took it out. He's had it checked out, and he's happy with it. He showed me the cost of some other ones that were less mileage. The one was 30 some, and the other one was 42. And it had a whole lot less. Used vehicles are at a premium now.
The other vehicle it's
Yeah, it's done.
not under
The other, the
repairable.
one that we're going to be putting that up for, take it off the profit list and let him sell that. He can't even drive it. I wouldn't even get him out to San Luis. Be lucky if you got it out of the city limits.
I'll make a motion that we buy this vehicle.
And he did look at a lot of. He went up from Pikeville all the way to Winchester and up north, looking for this.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. It's been properly second for approve a budget transfer from the general fund reserve to the line item coroner's office vehicle purchase for the amount of $25,000, including necessary equipment and decals. This is approval to purchase a 2017 Ford Expedition from Dutch Chevy's Ford for the coroner's office, and he's already did test drive.
So
Questions or discussion?
So this is going to be a co-severance
This is going to be
project.
cold service, and we'll get that through in about 6 weeks, Lindsay, if that. Or
We get the letters back.
if we get the letters back from the, that's the only thing held up last time for the fire project. We kept sending the wrong letter. We'll get that through this.
That's a new one.
Hmm?
What's a new one?
A new one? Oh, what was, he first started looking, that was like 50 and 60. For everything on it. And that's actually what I was actually started looking for, but he went and found this and wanted to get it. We can look further when we get down the road and look at that again.
Hey, he may get another 100,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
Just don't know. They might go. You might get 20.
I know one thing, you can't even look at a new truck under 50, 60,000 now.
No.
And that same project, I'm gonna go ahead and put in a cooler for it too.
So that includes the 25,000 then.
Yeah, that's 25,000 just for that vehicle. Well, that's that, the vehicle and decals, the lights, the outfit and all that. Then, when I put the project in, we'll bring, once it goes through, comes back to the resolution, I'm also gonna add a cooler in there too. And we found one where it's just like a 110, just plug it in the wall, goes through. It's like $10,500. So we'll get this vehicle and then I'll get a cooler and any other stuff he needs, like cots and stuff like that, his outfit things. He's got to come in next week so we can work that project completely out. I'll need the sheriff in next week too to work his project out.
Do they look at leasing one? Prices on it?
Well, yeah, I mean, if we want to go into that route, we could go into leasing. You know, I like leasing.
Yeah, it's 170,000 miles. We'll have $20,000 in it.
This is the one that gets him in the quickest and fastest, and he wanted to get in. Like I said, I offered him and he was wanting to get this because he liked this vehicle and he wanted it. So I'm going with what he wants right now.
It's good, that includes that.
Needs to be pretty reliable. 170,000 miles. Just me. I probably went with a new one.
Did you make a motion?
Hmm.
Did you make a motion? Somebody make a motion on that?
There's been a motion in the second, hasn't there?
No,
Yeah.
there's not been a second.
I said,
Oh, you
Tony
said.
first made
All
the
right.
motion.
Yeah, we just.
All right, okay. So we have a motion on the floor, Smith Property second. Any further questions and discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. I'm sure we'll be coming back to that. Next up, payment to Worldwide Equipment for 2024 Mack trucks, you know?
This is the payment for the single axle Mack truck that was delivered up to the road department. It is totaling $131,999. We did get that truck in, and they are putting a brake control box on it up at Logan's, and we should get it back on Monday. But we wanted to go ahead, since we do have the truck, and go ahead and get that payment approval done for that invoice, and it'll be totaling. We did receive the check from from Keiko, and I think it's was it Magnolia Bank, that for that lease, and that total will be $131,999. They did. I talked with Worldwide today, and they let me know also that the tandem is up at Logan's in Sayersville. So they said about 4 weeks they would have the bed and everything, and they're going to go ahead and put that brake box and everything in it for the electric brakes. Of course, it'd be equipped to already do for a trailer with air brakes, but they're going to also put in the electric brake control box. I think that's the right words for it. So they'll have that done probably around the 1st of February for us to get. And then we'll come back to the court whenever we receive that to pay that invoice. But right now, it's just for the single axle because we have actually received that truck. And on the attachments, you all can look at the invoice. I don't know if you can pull it up or not. I tried to put a picture on there.
Yeah, it
Was y'all
came up.
able to pull it up?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just looking
Yeah,
at it.
I wasn't sure if that would pull up or not. Sometimes.
I just said view. I didn't hit download. I view it. It popped right up.
Okay.
It's a nice truck.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if y'all could pull that up or not. But that takes care of the truck and the bed. That's just the total invoice purchase price.
So when you're ready, need approval to pay Worldwide Equipment $131,999 to purchase the 2024 Mack truck for road department.
I'll make a motion to pay the worldwide equipment for the Mack truck.
I'll second it.
Motion on the floor, been properly second to pay Worldwide Equipment $131,999 to purchase the 2024 Mack truck. Questions, discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Road Department hire. Road Department recently hired Donald Freddie Long as full-time Road Department laborer at $12.50 per hour. He's been working. He also worked up there through the Gateway Community Action Program too. So, Roads Department liked him. They wanted to bring him on. They needed a laborer, and he's on 6 months probation as well.
I'll make a motion that we hire him.
I'll second.
Motion on the floor, been properly second to approve the hire of Donald Freddie Long as full-time Road Department laborer at $12.50 an hour. Any further questions, discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. All right, what everybody's been waiting for. Transfer relocation. We've talked about this times. You guys know since I want to move that thing out of there and get it off there and get the transfer station, get a new one up at the top of the hill. What I want to do is I don't want to do this in a vacuum. I want to appoint a committee to oversee it and go through it and make sure we're not missing anything. And the committee, well, first off, we've already been looking. You know, we need two, just right off the top of their head, once this committee gets together, but we need two scales up there. We need one-way entry coming in. They go through the first shack, make sure they're county or commercial, find out what's going on. Once we know who they are. They go to a scale. They get weighed. Then we move them to another section. That's where they offload their trash, and that's more for the committee to get into how that's going to happen. And the second part will be another scale, and then they'll go through another shack and pay, and then they'll go out. We'll need fencing, security. We'll need a place up there, a decent place for them with a bathroom and a place they can wash their hands and eat their meals, because what's going on down there is unsatisfactory. And that's just the basics. That's the overall plan. And then I exit back off the hill, backing traffic up and all that. That gets us off 460, gets rid of that. And all the issues we got down there, all the safety issues that we got down there that we've talked about and discussed and we're trying to correct. And I mean, just to Band-Aid that place right down there, I think we came up with about $125,000 just to Band-Aid it, to get it back up to snuff. We may as well just go ahead and move it and put the money out. I like to do that with coal severance money. That's economic development. And it'd be better to do that than stay down there where we're at. And so the first part of the discussion, though, is I'd like to appoint to the committee Donnie Keaton, Tommy Fannin, Jefferson Leach, and citizen representative would be Chris Adams.
So we're gonna take it all out of coal severance? I thought we was talking about going out of House Bill.
No, that was for that other project. But I might be able to. We'll see. We're in January now, but yeah, I'll still try to get something out of HB 9. But that's why I need everybody. I need this committee to go down there so we don't miss nothing, and we get the full cost of what it's gonna do, and then how much we can put in, and then see if we can put in and get something a little bit from HB9 as well. See if they'll match.
Can we look into our, I know Leroy talked about it, look into our agreement with Rumpke?
We're gonna talk about that here in a minute.
Okay.
I don't know this whole thing, but we're gonna go down to the cost of operation right now, the cost of disposal. He's gonna get up and discuss all that and where we're at on all that and what it's costing us. And that agreement with Rumpke comes back up again in when?
I think 3 years.
Yeah, it's a 3-year, but there's a clause in there.
There's one that stands out really, it should stand out. If they can't provide a trailer, what do we need their service? The way I look at it.
Yeah.
There's no sense we have to turn citizens away.
He's already started conversations with that. We're going in, discussing that with Rumpke now. We've been exchanging emails about it.
Do we own the scales that's up there now?
Hmm?
Do we own the scales?
Yes, those are our scales, but those scales came in after the tornado. They're not really, especially when you got something, a long truck or a truck with a trailer on it, you're not getting a proper weight on that. But what do you think about the committee? Is that all? We're good on that? Do we need well, I guess we can go ahead and do the whole thing, but we need to be the committee. Jefferson, you want to come up and start getting into your report, and then you can start asking him questions on the operational costs and the rates. I think we need to revisit the rates and look at that again. And he's going to go back and give you the 3 choices that we were looking at before. We asked for 1 cent, and well, I'll let him go through it, and then I'll tell you what I think.
All right, so again, the way we are currently operating, before the council elected to raise the rates, we were going to be already running at a $141,000 deficit right off the gate. Of course, we signed the contract after the budget was made, so there's some discrepancies towards that. But what we estimate for the next 7 months, disposal fees is $120,560.86. We're going back on what we've already spent. We've already spent $86,114, and we've only budgeted $140. Of course, that's going to go up. That's going to go down. So that gives us the estimated plus what we've already paid out, a total of $206,000. You take the $140 that we already budgeted, that leaves us in a $66,000 deficit, basically, on that part.
And Eric, your math was exactly right that you did last month. That led us to that conclusion,
Yep.
Just so you know. We went back over it again today.
So, has anybody got any questions on that? Or I know some magistrates have asked how they did the bills or how Rumpke bills us or whatnot. It's kind of confusing, so I had them break it down to me in the most basic forms of math. You'll see the big $600 freight bill or haul bill, what they call it. You look at our contract said $347. The reason that they have the $648 is the way they break it down. They automatically charge us for 10 tons. Whether the trailer goes out with 5 or 10, they automatically charge us for 10. They add that on to the haul bill. Anything after that, that's when they charge us $27 per ton. So if you get a breakdown of the bill, that's how it's wrote out. Any questions on that one? You said you want to touch on the rate increase?
Yes.
So, all right, as Eric Pelfrey stated, with the 5-cent increase, estimated income from that would be $400,000, and that would cover our anticipated expense. estimated $250,000. That's what the way the current bill is, and I was also budgeting a little bit extra on the fuel bill because that's on a sliding scale, and quite frankly, we don't know if it's going to go down or it's going to go up. Way history's been showing, it's going to go up. So I estimated a little cushion to that, but that would give us a total of $150,000 extra, roughly, after you pay the Rumpke bill. And that would also go towards, the payroll is not included in that. That is just straight up Rumpke. Now, if we go down to 4 cents or 0.0425 cents per pound, we will estimate a $320,000 income. Again, the estimated $250,000 expenses, which leaves us roughly $70,000. And of course, that will cover our expense for Rumpke, but it will not cover payroll. It might get a third of that the way we estimated it. If we go with the 0.0325 cents per pound is what I originally proposed, we would have a estimated income of $245,000. Again, with our estimated expenditure was $250,000. That would leave us a total of negative $5,000, and that could possibly grow because of the fuel bill. Again,
That's not including none of the cost
that is
associated with the road department, the gravel, the backhoe.
That is correct. No.
Fuel, labor, parts.
It doesn't take any of that
No.
into account.
Nothing into account. I was talking with Randall. He estimates they run about, through the backhoe alone, about 20 gallons a week. So we'll have to figure that out. Or if we get our own diesel and depot down there at the transfer station, we could more accurately track that. So I don't know if the road department breaks that down when they dispense fuel to us, or
I don't think they do, and that's something, if we get this new place, that's something we need to start doing all that.
yeah, but none of that includes road department, of course, payroll, the lights, just the general bills and what it needs to run the place. So. Is there any questions on that?
Yeah, I know it made a big difference, like on a couple, 2 or 3 of them that's a hauling the garbage, it's a picking up.
Mm-hmm.
When I voted for it, I was thinking, me throwing 3 or 4 bags in, you couldn't tell that difference.
Yeah.
A ton or something in there, 2 tons. It adds up.
Yeah, it does.
And I've already had complaints about that.
Oh yeah, I've been aware. I've been told, and I saw on Facebook too. There's been.
Oh yeah.
So.
And also be aware. We haven't increased rates since 2015.
Yeah.
And the landfill rates and all that's going to be going up again this year. And the EPA is going to be putting more issues or more regulation onto the landfills, which is going to cause things to go up again too.
And also remember, in July, the cost for Rumpke is automatically going to go up 5%.
Yeah.
So that's something to keep in mind when you're thinking about the rate increase that we've had, or
Yeah, because we can't run in the hole.
No.
And we can't.
Not that deep. We need to kind of break even as close as we can.
Well, it'd be hard to break even if they had to buy their own backhoe and fix all the way up.
Yeah, that's a big cost on the road department right there.
What is the actual deficit right now? Like this year, at the end of the year, what is the deficit running payroll?
Our estimated deficit, or I don't have my December numbers yet, so I've yet to get all that done. But our we estimate to be $218,000 in the hole, running by the numbers that we have now. So,
What did run in the hole on time, Brandon? You
About 120, 125.
so just sitting here thinking, scribbling, $4,160 a year in fuel, $4 a gallon, 52 weeks. Gravel, what do you think? 1,000 maybe,
It's,
most.
right now, I think there's plenty of gravel up there.
Yeah.
They need to take it back on, keep it graded up.
I give you that.
But, you know, they have put a lot up there, you know,
Yeah.
this year. Which,
A lot of that has to do with the dust that gets kicked up and gravel gets round out. So if we could weight it down, that'd go a long way in helping out up there. But then again, that'd be another piece of equipment we got to take care of.
But we're still gonna look at, when we move up there on the hill, we're gonna have to have scales, we pay for those, we gotta pay for, you know,
Right.
the buildings,
Oh yeah, and then there's the
and then the roads, the big stuff.
Right,
We're
yep.
gonna have rocks on it then.
we'll have to pave it, or at least as what the EPA says, a non-porous surface will have to be done for the trash.
Last time we voted, what, 3 cents?
We went from
We split it in half and did 1.5.
Exactly what
That's what
we were
Yeah.
I think so. I think that gets us.
That gets us covered. That lowers it, doesn't make it too much of a burden on the users that come out there. And
Their budget can absorb
and
any
then
minimal loss.
and that way it won't be going up, because what I worry about is how much we're going to have to raise it again next time. But we will have to follow this and track it in the future. And instead of doing these one big raise, doing incremental raises, so it's not so much.
just for everybody's information, today was the first day that the actual raise was implemented. We had a little bit of technical problem yesterday with the computer. Today's revenue was $1,195. Normally, for a Wednesday or this type of load, we're running in low fives,
Yeah,
maybe $600. So gives you an idea of how just raising 3 cents has brought in that much money.
You can do that. We don't need, it don't need to be three cents.
Yeah, I think we were putting a little more out there than what we actually thought when we done it. I'm good with
Well,
lower.
we all saw those numbers when you did that math, which was right, and we all saw it. We was like,
Yeah, three. I'm good with lowering it.
That'd be like, is it $75 a ton?
now
Instead of
take it
100.
to that take it
Yeah, I would take it to
45 to
75.
75.
It'd be $30 additional.
Yeah,
It's
$30
$45
additional.
right now. Every 1 cent would be $20 on the ton. And then if you do a half a cent or a cent and a half, that'd be an extra $10. So it'd be $30 on top of the 45, so it'd be $75
So
now a ton.
it's gonna go from 105 to 75.
105
Correct.
to 75.
Yes.
It would
That's a good drop.
decrease $30.
That splits the difference. That gives them a break, and that gives us enough money to operate
I think
till we get the new place, get in place, and get that up there.
I think that's a win-win for everybody.
All right. So we got. Looks like we're gonna need two motions here on the floor. First motion to approve the rate change and make it effective immediately.
I'll make a motion on the rate change.
A second.
All right, we have a motion on the floor to do a rate change from at the transfer station from 3 cents to 1.5 cents. That will be effective immediately.
No,
Well,
the way you word that, are you
Yeah.
charging 1.5 cents per pound, or are you going from the
Well-
1.5 cents above what we're the 2?
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to
Okay.
clarify that. So.
okay, and it'll be effective immediately. Any other further questions or discussion on rate change? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Now,
I'm sorry, John. Did somebody make a motion?
yeah.
Okay, who's second?
Yeah. And so then we need to approve this, the committee appointment and the transfer station, approval to relocate the transfer station to the county road department site along with the committee that was named.
I'll make that motion to
I'll
approve.
second it.
Motion on the floor, been properly second, approval to relocate transfer station to the county road department site, and with the appointment to committee to oversee that would be Donnie Keaton, Tommy Fannin, Jefferson Leach, and Citizen Representative Chris Adams. And I will sit in those meetings as well. So, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Library appointment. Got a request for the library to due to the upcoming expiration of Jody Stacy's term, and who's Denise Lyons, Commissioner for the Department of Libraries and Archives, has submitted two nominees, Jody Stacy and Raina Helton, as candidates to fill the vacancy. Right now, Raina is already sitting on another board. She can't sit on two taxing districts. So I would go ahead and move that we appoint Jody Stacy. That she's been the treasurer on that, and they need somebody with finance background on there, and that's what she does. So,
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we appoint Jody back to the library board.
I'll second.
all right, we have a motion on the floor. It's been properly second to reappoint Jody Stacy to the Morgan County Library Board of Directors. Any further questions or discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Morgan County Extension Board member appointment. Motion to, they're requesting to reappoint Lisa Fannin and appoint Kim Barker Burton to fill the vacancy of Francis Lacey. Lisa has been sitting on there, and Kim Barker, she sits on it also up there. Doesn't she do something on it already?
Francis has already served too.
Francis has served, and she can't serve anymore, so we need to reappoint Lisa and then Kim Barker Burton to replace Francis.
I'll make a motion that we appoint them to the board.
Need a second?
I was reading this attachment here. What they do? They have two names there, and they voted and picked one, or what happened?
No,
They've got those underlined. I didn't know.
yeah, that's me where I was underlining them
Okay, I got
because, I talked to everybody, so Larry's interested in something else.
I'll second it.
All right, motion on the floor to appoint Lisa Fannin, to reappoint Lisa Fannin and appoint Kim Barker Burton to fill the vacancy of Francis Lacey. Any questions or discussion? All in favor?
Abstain. I guess I can.
You can't. Good catch. That's what you see. Opposed? Motion carries. Next up is the county-wide emergency communications project resolution. This is a resolution for the Morgan County Fiscal Court for adopting the Kentucky Model Procurement, KRS 45A, and authorizing Judge Executive Jim Gizet and successors in title as the official project representative to establish selection criteria, advertise the request for proposals, and appoint selection committee and negotiate fees for services for the Morgan County-wide emergency communications project. What this does, this resolution, and what we're talking about here, we are not talking about picking a particular agency. And the rumor is it's DHS. It's not. I wouldn't even use the Department of Homeland Security because they put too many, and Donnie's familiar with this. It will not pick the vendor. It will not do any of that. All this is basically going to do is we're going to go out and get the engineers to come in here into the county and look and see exactly what kind of repeaters and where they need to be at, what type of radios will match those repeaters, and do that and give us that. That way we'll have those comms engineers do that instead of us walking around the county, me and Donnie looking at figuring out the highest point and setting something there. And that'll close the gap. Right now, we got areas in the county where KSP, the sheriff, emergency management all go into it, and they have no cell service. They can't talk on the radios. We have frequency issues and all that, and this will bring in those engineers in, will fix those issues. So the recommendation is a motion to adopt this model procurement and authorize myself and the official project representative for Morgan County Wide Emergency Communications Project. And all that, basically this will all be going through Gateway Ad, and they'll be doing all this. They'll write everything up. They'll bring, once they go out with everything, they'll come back and they'll bring it here to the court for us to look at. Nothing will be decided on that does not go through this court.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
We have a motion on the floor. It's been properly second to adopt the Kentucky Model Procurement Code and authorize the Judge Executive Jim Gazay as official project representative for Morgan County Wide Emergency Communications Project. Any further questions or discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Greg, you're up next. Unified Police Protection Resolution. You want the Unified Police Protection Resolution?
I'll be honest, Judge, I'm kind of drawing a blank. What do we?
Oh, where the county allows you to cross.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you're all right. It's been a long day.
We call it backups.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Backups.
All right, so yeah, unified protection. Okay, that's the backup is what law enforcement calls it. You got me there.
Yeah.
Basically, it started in Central Kentucky several years ago. City departments, sheriff's departments, they got together where they passed this resolution through the court, and it's signed by the sheriff and the judge or the chief and the mayor and so on. It basically gives officers the ability, if they're going into another county, that they don't have to be, like right now, I don't really have authority to go into Wolf County or Menifee County, but that gives us that ability to do that and not fall under our authority, if you will, and it doesn't say that we're going to go start patrolling in Pomeroy in Menifee County, but it does give us the ability, if the sheriff out there is in trouble, we can get out there to him. Or if we have a case that drifts over that way, that we can go over and do it. So it's basically, it just gives us the ability to do it in any counties that's in there. And I don't have the list. I apologize. I should have brought it. There's Brown County's in it. I think, well, McAuliffin's going to try to get in it. Elliott County's in it. There's one around Menifee County's in it. Montgomery. And it gives us the ability to, say Montgomery County as an example, their sheriff's office has detectives, and they have total station for accident reconstruction, things like that. If we needed them, for some reason, we needed them to come here, and sometimes, and we may, to do something, to help us with a murder, or to help us with a bad car wreck or something like that, that gives them the ability and authority to come here and do that. So it's a good
Yeah, it sounds like a fire department rescue squad mutual aid agreement.
It is. It's what it is. It's mutual aid.
Yeah.
They've been after me since I took over as sheriff, and to be honest with you, every year the Montgomery County Sheriff's like, your name ain't on there yet. I'm like, yeah. And I just had put it off and haven't done it.
So you just want us to get the Montgomery sheriff off your back?
Yeah, please. No, I think it's a really good thing. It opens up for us to have the ability to cross county lines.
Yeah.
One of the things we're doing right now, especially drug investigations, we're fortunate because I was able to get our drug detective Bill Wilson sworn in as a task force officer with the Attorney General's office. But that's not the case in every county. So that gives us the ability to maybe have other folks come and help us and so on. So I'm sorry, I just drew a blank at the Unified Police thing. You got any questions about that?
I think it's a good deal.
I know about it. I just didn't recognize it.
So I entertain a motion to accept the Bluegrass and Central Kentucky Unified Police Protection System backups as presented.
I'll make that motion.
I'll say.
All right, we have a motion on the floor. It's been properly seconded to accept the Bluegrass and Central Kentucky Unified Police Protection Systems backups as presented by Sheriff Motley. Any further questions or discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Bid opening for the sheriff's vehicle. All right, from Dale's Body Shop and Graphics, we got a $900 bid for the 2013 Dodge Charger, and he put the VIN number on here. Huh? Oh, sure. This one's from Ringwood Motors. All right, Ringwood Motors of Ringwood, Illinois have bid, looks like $305. Is that reading that right up there? It's kind of weird, huh?
Yeah, that's what it says.
$305. All right. Oops. Oops. Emergency Remarketing. Their bid is $578.18. $0.18. Where they get that at?
I don't know.
That was all three.
Yeah, it was all three.
So it looks like Dale's Body Shop for
Dale's-
$900.
Dale's Body Shop for $900 wins the vehicle. Congratulations to Dale Ison.
See these?
Nah, I don't.
Leave it with you or Brandon want to see these.
305.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, next up, employees' holiday
Need a
schedule.
motion on it?
Oh, yeah, we need a motion on that. No, I thought we was. We need a motion to approve Dale's bid
Of $900.
of $900 to accept.
I'll make that motion to accept the $900 bid.
All right, we have a motion on the floor. It's been properly second to accept Dale Ison's Body Shop and Graphics bid on the sheriff's Dodge Charger for $900.
Is that the highest bid or?
Yeah.
That was the highest bid. Next up, employees' holiday schedule. There's the 2024 holiday schedule. We went by state and federal. And plus, as usual, we add in the Sorghum Festival. Pretty much the same as last year's, I think. Same as always, isn't it? Yeah.
We got two election days
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah, we got the election days in there. We also sat down with the directors of the service related, because you know you can admin. Our office is admin, but you got service related with the transfer station, animal shelter, and wellness center. And so we sit down with the directors and see what time how they're going to do this and when they were going to stay open, and continue that. And we're going to try to use, as you see, part-time employees in some of those days to keep the services going.
I'll make a motion that we accept the holiday schedule as presented.
I'll second.
Motion on the floor has been properly second to accept the employees' holiday schedule as presented. Questions, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, next up is long road discussion. Brandon,
Long Road, it's probably a little bit over 1/10 of a mile. It's got 4 homes on it.
Yeah.
And what I would like to do is to extend the road 400 feet to the last house. It'll go 400 feet and then stop at the foot of the driveway, at the bottom of his
I
driveway.
know what you're talking about.
Is that the road that they're getting ready to put another place in?
Well, it's there, yeah. I included the 4th home on that. That's the 4th home.
Yeah, that's be the one will be coming
There's
down.
there's 4 homes, and it's like I said, it's a little bit over, I don't know, It's not 2/10 of a mile long.
It's 400 feet. Now the home's going up there too, so.
I'd like to make a motion to accept the last 400 feet of that road into the county road system.
I'll second.
All right, motion on the floor has been properly seconded, accept the last 400 feet of that, long road into the county road system. All in favor? Or any questions or discussion? Donnie, you got a question? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Next up is, what is that, Gobi Coffee Road? Eric?
Yeah, we had this a couple months ago, and it's just a name change. The family that lives there asked to change the name up from Gobi Coffee Road to Ball Lane. It's up over 172 on the right. Pretty cut and dry. Haven't had any complaints. We've had it out there for 2 or 3 months now.
Mm-hmm. Everybody on the road is happy or all right with it?
Yeah.
All right.
Just one family.
All right.
Ball. So it works out good.
Well, makes sense. Ball Lane. All right. Okay. So I entertain a motion to approve the change of name of Gobi Coffee Road to Ball Lane.
Is that going to affect their address?
Yeah, we have to go through 911 and all that. As soon as we
Change all
approve
that
this,
911.
we go over there, we send it to 911, down to them, they do it, and then we send it to Gateway Ad, and then they get it changed in the state system. That's the process.
So going back to the long road, that the same process as
Same
far as
process.
adding that, it'll go through Gateway.
It'll go through
To add
Gateway,
the
and then
last
Gateway
400
will
feet.
change it into the state system,
Okay.
and which will change it in our county system. And of course, we'll have to let John know still that roads, we're taking all that in. He should still have addresses that new home is going up there and make sure they get in there.
Yeah.
Any other questions or discussion? So,
I'll make a motion that we change that Gobi Coffee Road to Ball Lane.
I'll second.
so we have a motion on the floor to change the name of Gobi Coffee Road to Ball Lane. Any further questions or discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Ratify paid vendor claims. Vicky?
These are just the vendor claims and they're attached, as you can see, that have been paid since the last meeting. So that would be the vendor claims that was approved at the last meeting and the standing order claim.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make a motion to pay the unpaid vendor claims.
This is to ratify.
Ratify.
Or ratify the paid ones.
Ratified.
I'll second.
Motion on the floor, proper second to approve, to ratify paid vendor claims. Any questions or discussion? Questions or discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Approve unpaid vendor claims is up now.
Now I'll make a motion to approve to pay unpaid vendor claims.
I'll second it.
Motion on the floor has been properly second to approve unpaid vendor claims. Any questions or discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. I believe that concludes our business tonight. Appreciate you guys coming out. Hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. We'll have a Happy New Year continue. So I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
You sure?
I'll second.
You sure?
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.